So we've got ourselves the Engine Plus. Rev yourself up and master your technical skills. Build those key attacking attributes and prove to the world that you're the best. Okay, I mean, I'm all in for it. It's a 96 max, but it does take you to that 98, which is always perfect, especially when we are getting so many 97s. I want to see the 98, so I'm glad that at least we are getting them. So let's have a look and see what is the playstyle pluses we get. So Tiki Taka first, then technical. Okay, I mean, we could work with that. We know that pretty much most of the time we're going with a free playstyle plus at the minimum. We will get, if we look at playstyle plus, up to 4. So pretty much if you are looking at your top end sort of players, most of them have got 4 already. Some might have 3, like for instance, if we go for Enzo, it's absolutely fine because we are getting the technical on the second one. So it doesn't actually give any indication of give it to him before that, which is always perfect. Now, stats wise, we're going to get acceleration sprint speed up to 95, it's decent enough. Dribbling up to 98, fantastic. We do get the quick step playstyle, composure up to 94, vision 95, short passing 98, balance 95 as well. Crossing, curve, agility, 4-star skills, very nice. Did we get any weak foot? No weak foot. So okay, so we're looking for a 5-star weak foot at the minimum, if not a 5-5 already. Long pass reactions and a normal playstyle. So really, you're probably looking more towards it's an engine. You're meant to be looking at a centre mid more than anything. I don't know whether this would really help massively on a striker or not. Like, you're bound to get a little bit more on that passing, maybe a bit of pace if they don't quite have it, maybe a little bit of dribbling to some extent, but nothing too crazy. So it's an interesting one to say the least. It was looking at, this is where it's going to be a kind of a bit of a wasted talent for someone like Pedri, because we already have a very good level of passing already. So we really need the defending shooting with him more so than anything. Like that is just what you need. So you're kind of looking for either a cam that has got incredible shooting, maybe a bit of defensive but nothing too crazy to act on their passing, or a DM that you've got incredible defending physical and then has the passing dribbling a little bit lower. Someone like a centre mid for Thuram, it might not give him that crazy of an upgrade. It might be enough of an upgrade if you really wanted to. Like, if you want to make him into that 98, it's more than possible. But it's always interesting to see. So just basing it, like for instance, if we went for an Mbappe, we obviously have got a bit of an upgrade on that passing. The dribbling will go up X amount, and he's already got 99 pace. So we know we don't need the upgrade in that scenario. But if we kind of look, would it work on a centre-back? In fact, I'm just thinking, I just saw him here. 94, he goes up from the 90. The dribbling goes up 1. Pace, was he already 95 pace? So if you're looking for coins, check in the description for El Dorado. Depending on the coin amount that you're looking for, the delivery time is displayed on the website, and you'll see lots of different trusted sellers with reviews on specifics and also the ability to be able to pick who you want. It will also show how much they have in stock, and obviously you can see that they are verified members. There is 100% refund ability and also 24/7 support if you need any questions with your coin needs. Also, if you head over to Trustpilot as well, you can see over 30,000 upvotes for them. You can see how reliable they are. Obviously great feedback across the entire board with El Dorado. So when on checkout, make sure you are using the code JT11 for 5% off your order every time. Discount code JT11. Now let's get back to the video. I've lost him. Where's he gone? Oh, there he is. So he gets the 95 pace, of course. So he was 91. Again, might not be a bad option for a centre-back if you've already got the 4 playstyle pluses you need and you've already got incredible amounts of defending physical. It's not the worst option to go with. So that's always a nice one to see as well. Most of the cards at this sort of top end, you're going to have the stats really. It's going to be pretty much just giving a little bit of chump change to the card. It's not going to change him entirely, but it just gives him that little bit of a level. For instance, if we was to look at someone like Spence, he's already got the pace, but he gets up a little bit more on that passing, bit more dribbling. You throw an anchor, you throw a sentinel on him, gets his defending physical up as well. That becomes a much better card than obviously prior. So lots and lots of options you can go with. If we was to take this over to Futbin, just because they'll have a few more players that I don't have, even though by now we pretty much got most of the cards now, so always nice to know. We have one popular, which is going to be Eze, who I believe has signed for Arsenal now as well, which is crazy in itself. Whether we get it over the line for a transferred Eze, always interesting. We've still got just under a month now to go, so he could potentially. Now, granted, he doesn't really get that much of an upgrade, to be honest. He gets 2 on the dribbling, bit of passing, and that's about it. So it's not necessarily the craziest upgrade for him, but an upgrade is an upgrade. If you just want that overall figure to see 98, fair enough. If we was to look at someone like Zidane, probably a bit of a... I mean, actually, maybe not a bit of a waste. If we got a very good next playstyle plus, so from a 98 to a 99, because obviously he would then be able to give you that big upgrade on it. Now, he gets the technical that I don't particularly like, but he gets the pace upgrade on top of it, bit of passing as well. You kind of just need the remainder of that upgrade to be pretty good. So it's a risk to take with Zidane, especially when we have got so many good evolutions as well in the past kind of like couple of weeks now. There's lots to go with. So I personally would definitely be looking at a free playstyle plus at the minimum, just to not get that technical. And that's just on my personal kind of behavior. I don't like the technical that much. I don't really use it. So it is just one of them things I don't really go for. If we was to look at someone like Eusebio, I know he's got a 98 as well, but this could be a possibility for him. So if we go with that, if we go with the, is that the engine? 4 on the passing. Do we get any dribbling on that? 4 passing, no dribbling. So it keeps him on that sort of level. Gives him the tiki-taka plus. He's got the rapid and the finesse, which is good enough, I suppose. If you was to still throw the hawk on him, I mean, it's a hard one with some of these strikes, because it doesn't. You're only really upgrading the level. Like, you're only seeing that 98. You're not really seeing much of a card that's different, in my opinion. It was looking at a winger that there's a potential. Say it was just to pick one at random. Say we go with Odobert. Then if we go with that, let's have a look at what are the upgrade we get from him. So it's 2 on the passing, 8 on the curve, 1 dribbling, 1 reaction. Standard upgrade. He's already a 5-5. It's already, well, he gets the 4 playstyle pluses now. No finesse, which would take into consideration. They say the marksman, which is going to give him a bit more of that. I mean, again, it's a good upgrade. It's not going to make like a tremendous difference like compared to just the 96. And I can imagine we'll get the same faces. Mbappe, R9, CR7 will be all these, because naturally they're the names that you want to see. But I'd be looking at someone like a João Neves, really. If we're looking at him for his 96, for instance, he'd get himself the, well, I mean, he's already got the 4 playstyle pluses, but he gets himself the upgrade. He then looks at it with the 96, you get 2 on the passing, 1 pace, 1 dribbling. And then if you think about it from there, if I was looking at the anchor, 99, 96, 98, 94, 97. It's a very well-rounded card then. It's it's just that even bit better. And obviously then you'd be looking for the 98 to 99 with the 5th playstyle plus to add to him. That would be the level of card I'd be looking for this. Somebody that's potentially not getting the upgrade, so nobody that's transferred. Your Hullet-esque sort of cards. They're going to be the ones that I personally would look at in this to really take up to that next level. So if we were to go, for instance, for the 94 Hullet, granted, I had the same debate yesterday between, like, if you were picking between Hullet and Dembele or Hullet and Hazard, I'd normally go for the player that doesn't have the upgrade already. So if we wanted to go from here, get the tiki-taka, we could still then put him into the road to FC26 to get him into that 98 as well. In terms of stats, 8 pace, 3 on the passing, 5 on the dribbling. I mean, again, that's a good upgrade across the board, just because you don't have to put this as a first upgrade. By the looks of it, we're only getting a double upgrade. So if you pick a 94, they go to 96, meaning there is a potential that you put them into another evolution on top of it as well. Maybe one that does give them the 5th. So it's all about lending a hand to see where we can kind of go with it. So we'll wait for the popular debate, because I do think there'll be a lot of nice cards that you can go with this. Some of them that most definitely are just going to be standard across the board, but I imagine the popular to maybe throw out a couple of gems. So we are looking at a few of the populars then. So standardly, we're going to see the big names. We're going to see Maradona, Mbappe, R9. Theo Hernandez is an interesting one. We'll come into him. Then centre-backs would probably go away from, obviously, Hakimi's coming in there. We could throw a name on him. Conte's always going to be a big name that's worth looking at. Caicedo's another one, but I swear he got an upgrade. Kvaratskhelia, probably not. We'd then look at a bit of Neymar. I mean, if you've got another upgrade for Neymar, it's not a bad way of going about it. I'd most definitely be looking at trying to get him the 4 playstyle pluses and then get him this upgrade. If you want to make him into the 98, it could work. We'll have a look and see what Evos he can go with. Bernardo Silva, another one that I'm surprised hasn't really had anything since their Nations win. We then see Pedri, again, like I say, you need an upgrade for him more so than anything. We kind of went through the goalkeeper, R9, a bit of Patrick. He might not be a bad shout, but I think his passing was already pretty decent, to be honest. Pateas, probably not. I mean, you could go for the 9. She's got a 98, but could be worth an upgrade to potentially get her to the 99. And from there, that's really all you're seeing more so than anything. Then just picking, just like I say, a random player of your choosing. So if we go this way first, we've obviously got the 97 with Vieira. I don't know whether we're actually going to see any sort of upgrade in the footies icon for him. It's more than likely going to be the 94 or the 90 getting the upgrade into this level. I would suggest if we did go, for instance, for the 94 instead, we could... I suppose the 90 is good for an upgrade into it as such. So if we was to able to get, say we go with the incisive pass for him here, and then go with the Engine Plus, that might not be the bad move to go with. And then we could even go into the road to 26. It's just throwing a scenario out. I know not everybody's going to have this level of kind of evolutions left over, but that's the sort of level, if you do wait, you could potentially build it that way. And you've got himself the 4 playstyle pluses and still then managing to get the upgrade on him, which isn't bad to say the least. You could still throw the anchor, you could throw a sentinel on him, just give him more defending physically if you really want. There's lots of ways to go about it. So Vieira's a good choice, but he'll have a lot of upgrades. Now, with the Neymar, obviously we've got 2 variants. I would possibly be looking at the striker more so than anything. So from here, what you need to try and get is at least 1 playstyle plus extra, because the tiki-taka is not bad, but we need him getting at least an upgrade. You could just go into the straight into the triple 98, but he would end up with the intercept. I don't know if that's really worth it. You kind of want to try and get a rapid if you can. I know it's not always going to work out because I don't know if we've even got a rapid in here. The Wizard of Joy. The Wizard of Joy wasn't bad for him, but it does give him Flair and Deadball, which weren't great. We do have 2 from the top. That will make him 97, so not available in this Evo. And then we're going a bit further back. If you've got the quick step, again, that's probably going to be a solid upgrade for him. You throw him on the engine, you've got the finesse, you've got the quick step, you throw in a tiki-taka is not a bad upgrade to say the least. And then you could go into the triple 98 from there, gives himself the incisive as well. I mean, that would kind of be a pretty ball-in Neymar, to be honest. And it works with what Evos we've got right now. Now, obviously, Caicedo does have the 98 that personally I really do like. The 5 playstyle plus on him are exquisite. That upgrade specifically as well was good enough, but it's not quite the 98 in my opinion. Conte will always be a great option no matter what you can go for, because he's just absolute class. Adding a bit of passing onto him is never a bad thing. Obviously then you could kind of go just with the anchor just to make him solid into that DM category. So Conte is a great pick. Hakimi on this hand though, 2 and 2. Whether it's worth it, I mean, he's already got the technical, so I suppose you're not really kind of losing that, really. So that's not a bad option, to say the least. And Theo Hernandez should be getting an upgrade at some point, but this at least is a CDM version of him. It's going to be a solid 4 and 5 upgrade. Gets himself the 5-5 as well. He was a 4-5, so that's always nice as well. So another great option, to say the least. So plenty of solid options. Nothing like crazy, but at the minimum, you've got a few options that you could definitely work with. So let me know down below who you're going to go with. Are you still doing Evos? Leave it in the comments, and I'll catch you all for that next one. Peace.